Buongiorno a tutti, siamo qui con REbuild in India, invitati dall'Italian Trade Agency a presentare le migliori esperienze italiane in termini di off-site. L'India è un mercato infatti di edilizia molto interessante, di 1 miliardo e 300 milioni di persone, e il 70% di questo patrimonio immobiliare nel 2030 deve essere ancora costruito. Siamo qui con l'architetto Neelam Manjunath, che è un'architetta indiana dello studio Manasaram Architect, focalizzata nella sostenibilità, su cui lavora da moltissimo tempo, lavora a Bangalore, ed è fondatrice e managing trustee del Centro per il Green Building Materials and Technology. Ha avuto una nomination dalla Cannes Award, è vincitrice del World Architecture Community Award, dell'AFAS Innovation Award, e ha avuto la medaglia d'oro come Asian Gold Medal for Sustainable Architecture. Nel 2016, l'anno scorso, è stata invitata alla Biennale di Architettura di Venezia. Da 30 anni lavora sulla sostenibilità e da 18 anni in particolare sul tema del bambù, di cui è una delle maggiori esperte al mondo. So, welcome Neelam, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
I would like to ask you about the movement of sustainability in architecture in Asia, especially in India. How did it change in the last 30 years?
Actually, when I started practicing, we used to call it social solar passive architecture, and we had this climatology which was being taught to us, but not many people were taking it very seriously. And after a few years, when the global warming issue started raging the whole world and everybody was started to look for alternatives, that's when this interest in sustainable architecture actually started. With 1972, you had the thing, and then we had the other international events which happened, and then there was stress on reducing the embodied energy of a building and other things like that to run the building. That's when the sustainable architecture practices actually started happening. And you have it's the same thing what used to be there as a solar passive architecture that used to be there earlier, which is now being called sustainable architecture or local, or we call it green architecture, bioclimatic. All these are same facets of solar passive architecture actually.
Yeah, and inside this movement, you choose especially the bamboo as a material. So how did it come that you make this election of bamboo as a material to focus on?
Actually, while I was practicing on sustainable architecture, I was always working with low energy building materials, low energy building solutions. In that quest for trying to find new materials, I found this material bamboo, and I was given a project to work on, where there's an organization in Bangalore, Indian Plywood Institute, IPRITI they call it. It has been working on bamboo, and they wanted something lab to land transfer of their technology, and then I was taken as an architect to do that work as a first project.
So in these days we are speaking a lot about the possibilities of the bamboo. Could you summarize a little bit for Italian listeners? What are the main possibilities of the use of bamboo in architecture?
Actually, earlier in our traditional way, we have India is the second largest producer of bamboo in the world, and we had, even now, 1/5 of the world population actually lives in bamboo houses without the technical promotion and things like that. So if we, the possibilities of that is so much that when we go for traditional to the little slightly processed bamboo elements, they can be in terms of flooring, even beams and columns, pre-stressed beams and things like that. I think it has a lot of potential in terms of processed ones in the urban scenario, and without processing also, since it is a traditional material in India, in the Southeast Asia, and even in Africa, where we need to really house a lot of populace, which is going to be a lot of construction happening in the next 20-30 years. This will be a potential material for this whole thing. And also because of the disasters that have been happening across the world, frequent occurrences, bamboo is one of the best materials to work in and build in disaster-prone areas.
I think in Europe we know very well the sustainability features of bamboo. Could you speak a little bit more about the technical features of bamboo?
Okay, bamboo is actually, when you talk about the tensile strength, it's almost double of steel actually, 2 times. And when you talk about weight to strength ratio, it is 25 times more than steel. And it is better in compression and in tension than wood. It also has got better thermal properties, thermal insulation properties than wood. And there's one major quality which actually qualifies it as a green building material, is the resource efficiency, because bamboo grows very fast.
Yeah.
And so it also captures the carbon from the atmosphere. It also takes care of the soil erosion because it binds the soil together, because the roots actually all are on the surface, they don't go deep. And when it grows, it also gives you a constant supply of materials.
Yeah.
After third year, every year you can get actually supply of bamboo, and it produces a lot of biomass per acre, per hectare.
Yeah.
It's the highest in the whole plant kingdom.
Yeah.
So that way you are getting much more material, through
Yeah.
this, and that is how it.
And for your work in sustainability, and especially in bamboo, you were chosen by Biennale of Venice in architecture.
Yeah.
What was your proposal? What has been your proposal last year for the Biennale?
Actually, for the Biennale, it was definitely because of my work in bamboo that I was probably selected. And I wanted, there's something which I have been experiencing for the last 18 years. I've been working on bamboo, that people don't want to build with bamboo in a way they would like to give money to a concrete or a steel component. So I was also not able to get projects where people are using bamboo for a mainstream material. So I had to think that, if I have to mainstream bamboo as a building material in a mainstream, as a major material, not as a alternative.
Yeah.
I also have to get mainstream, and that is how I designed my exhibit in the Biennale, as to how the application of bamboo can be done from smallest projects to the largest kind of projects like infrastructure, metro, to the smallest, like you have a flexi sand shell, which is a shell for a toilet, a small unit toilet.
Mm-hmm.
So starting from small to big, and the variety of uses, from round bamboo to a very high pre-stressed bamboo beams and construction like that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to show the versatility of bamboo in the whole uses of the building construction, and that's what I have presented there.
And what are the potentials for use of bamboo in Western, in Europe?
Okay, actually right now all the LEED rated buildings that are there across the world probably have bamboo flooring in them.
Yeah, but besides the flooring.
Yeah, besides the flooring. I think if we have this LEED rating thing where the material component is not given much weightage, the embodied energy, the moment we have that little higher, more and more people will actually start using bamboo in their buildings. Because it can replace wood in almost all its applications. Furniture, walling systems. It can ply, boards, everything. The bamboo makes very good composite with almost every different kinds of materials, starting from mud to even different kind of very high profile matrix. It can be used. It can be used in aviation, bodybuilding and things like that. So for large buildings where you want to use very light materials, very high profile light materials, bamboo and bamboo fibers also could be one of the very good options for the immediate future.
And another question is about prefab. As you know, REbuild is focusing a lot in these last years in this industrialization processes, in construction and in off-site specifically. I was acknowledged about the fact that you were prefabricated a home in bamboo in Bangalore, India, that was shipped to Rome in 2003 and is still there. So what
and it will be there.
It will be there. So what are the possibilities for the use of bamboo in off-site?
Actually, bamboo is actually a star material for prefabrication, and it is one of the first known materials for prefabrication probably to mankind. And because it's light and it's very easily, it can be cut and it can be used. So in the future, if we're in urban scenario or in the rural scenario, I think a little bit of industrialization with which we can have prefab bamboo crete walls, we can have windows, we can have window frames, columns and beams, and all these kind of things can be really actually made. And since it's light, the bamboo is lighter than wood and lighter than concrete or steel elements, for the same performance will have it is much more efficient to have them. So I think it has a very large it's a very good potential for the building construction future.
Okay. So thank you very much, Neelam. and see you.
Yeah.
A presto.
Yeah, we hope to do some work in your country
Yeah.
in the near future. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.